Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing digital ID, unfortunately yet again. You know, I've done a number of videos recently, and frankly, I'm just kind of almost tired in my core of talking about this stuff. It's kind of depressing, frankly, to be seeing all this OECD nonsense, all this digital banking, all this biometrics. I mean, it's Orwellian. It's stuff I never thought in a million years we'd ever see, let alone did I ever think we'd see it here in Thailand. I thought Thailand would have rejected a lot of this outright, but here we are. Now, Thailand hasn't gone full bore, if you will, to the level of, for example, India with respect to digital ID. I thought of making this video after reading a recent tweet on X from Shadow of Ezra, and there's a video associated with it. We're going to throw this up on screen, but I'll try to go ahead and put the link in the description below. I'll try to remember that. But you can go check this out over at Shadow of Ezra over on X. Quoting directly, India's digital ID system has become a warning to the world. Over 1 billion people were forced into a biometric program that linked food, healthcare, and pensions to one ID with devastating results. Hackers stole identities, families starved, and the elderly lost benefits. In some areas, people died after being denied rations because the system failed. Now, this is one of those where I'm going to bet that the so-called cure or the so-called solution is going to be completely off base with what the solution should be, which is they'll probably come in and say, we got to go after these hackers. And that probably means, oh, we need more Orwellian requirements in order to do so. Or we need to drastically restrict your rights on the online or some other thing in order to do so. The fact of the matter is, it's the act of trying to identify, track, and trace everybody that's the problem. Stop it. Just stop it. I mean, that's just what needs to occur here. No one has a right to just track everybody and all their little transactions. And I don't even care what the pretext is at this. Oh, there's money launderers. Great. Money laundering wasn't a thing until 1987. You know, so what are we talking about? You know, and people, oh, there's scammers, there's this and that. Look, caveat emptor, buyer beware. If people are hacking other people's accounts and stealing their money, go after the hackers. Why is this being imposed as it's basically group punishment, which is a hallmark of communism and fascism, totalitarianism. Oh, we have criminals, therefore the entire society must be punished. Everyone must have a digital ID because scams exist, because money laundering exists. It's nonsense. And now we're seeing the negative impacts of this, the negative implications to the people who come under these digital IDs. Look, I'm not unaware. I became a Thai, I've got a national ID card. It's not tied to my food rations. And now that being said, we saw in the attempt of the prior government, or I should say the prior coalition government, in their attempt to put us all on a digital wallet that would track and trace all of our money, tell us what we could and couldn't buy, tell us when we could and couldn't buy things. The money had an expiration date on it. They had a perimeter from which you can use the money. Clearly, this is the kind of totalitarian stuff they would like to see. But as we can see, there's negative implications for the citizenry, not even having to do with the government itself, which is the key concern, but the citizenry in terms of, oh, if they just know the database to go get everybody's IDs, they can just hack that. Well, how about we just not create that target to begin with? That's maybe the better strategy. What is it from that movie, what is it, War Games with Matthew Broderick, where at the end of the movie, he basically, you know, the computer program says, oh, it's a strange game. The only strategy is to not play. You know, that's where we're at with all this digital ID. The best strategy is to not engage in it. And no, that doesn't mean people can't be identified. You know, yes, obviously, we have identity documents. We have had for years. You know, it's all predicated on this notion that we're somehow all blind, deaf, and dumb unless we have digital ID to track and trace everyone's transactions and control everybody effectively. Bad idea. I hope Thailand looks to India as an example of what not to do and looks at India as a warning about all the problems associated with this stuff. That being said, it remains to be seen how this all plays out. We'll certainly be keeping you updated on this channel as the situation evolves.